Days after the massacre of October 7th, I heard people comparing it to Kristallnacht. To remind you, Kristallnacht, or the Night of the Broken Glass, is considered to be the start of the Holocaust. On that day, the Nazis killed at least 91 Jews, destroyed 267 synagogues throughout Germany and Austria, damaged over 7,000 Jewish businesses, and arrested 30,000 Jewish men and incarcerated them in concentration camps. Today is the 85th anniversary of Kristallnacht, which made me wonder if this comparison is valid. On some level it is. Listen to Hillel Schechter's testimony of his Kristallnacht experience. The general picture was of shouting and yelling of SA and SS. They went into one house after the other. We heard screaming, looked through the window and saw them beating Jews, pushing men around. They had lists of Jews with German citizenship and took them to concentration camps like Buchenwald. All my uncles were taken there. They went into houses, threw the furniture through the windows, beat up the people. A whole group of them came into our house. My mother hid me in the closet. She was afraid they would beat me. During this whole event, we heard screaming and crying. It was terrible. We saw how they were beating people furiously. It was very difficult to watch. They took some of the men. Not far from our house was a river that looked like a canal. They took the Jews over there, put them up against the wall and beat them. We, thank God, did not suffer physically from the SA, at least not then. We sat in the apartment for 3 days. We did not dare put on a light. We had covered the windows. We did not know what was going on. We did not know if we could go out. We did not dare to leave. We certainly heard similar descriptions from those who survived October 7th carnage. In many ways, it was even worse. While the Nazis, for the most part, focused on beating, humiliating, and destroying property, the Hamas terrorists killed everyone on sight and kidnapped the rest. But there is one crucial difference. Kristallnacht, in comparison to the horror of the Holocaust, was a relatively mild event that eventually led to the murder of 6 million Jews, 2/3 of the Jews of Europe. It was the first step in the final solution for the Jews. October 7th, on the other hand, was by far the worst day in the history of the State of Israel. The Jewish state that was supposed to protect its citizens and uphold the principle of never again did not do its job that day. But we must remember that October 7th happened only once in 75 years, and more importantly, the Israelis not only defended themselves, something that the European Jews couldn't, but quickly struck back. Kristallnacht gave the Nazis the encouragement to kill more Jews. October 7th, I believe, will make sure that Hamas never again will be in a position to harm even one. See you next week.